In the final months of 105 AC, the Red Keep was quiet in a way castles should never be. Queen Emma was gone. The newborn prince followed her into the dark almost immediately. Every stone corridor carried the same unspoken pressure. The realm demanded stability, and stability demanded a new queen. Viserys listened to his counsel, but grief dulled his patience. Grand Maester urged caution. Lord Strong suggested waiting. Otto Hightower did not wait at all. His solution arrived dressed in silk and obedience. Yet across the narrow sea winds, another answer waited. Older, louder, and far less convenient. On Driftmark, Corlys Velaryon spoke not of comfort but of legacy, of binding dragonfire to the sea, of ensuring the crown would never stand alone again. His daughter Laena was young, yes, but she had already flown Vhagar. The largest living dragon in the world answered her voice. Viserys stood one night beneath the skulls of dead dragons, running his fingers along ancient teeth carved by conquest. He asked himself not what was safest, but what would last. And in that moment, he chose salt over stone, fire over flowers. He chose Laena Velaryon. The wedding was not held in a sept heavy with incense. It unfolded along Driftmark's black shores. Barefoot, Laena stood where waves touched stone, following old Valyrian custom. Vhagar circled overhead, vast enough to turn ships into shadows. The vows were spoken in High Valyrian, not of obedience, but of mutual guardianship. Viserys answered her in the same tongue. The court watched a king remember what he was. Laena did not become queen by sitting quietly. She trained in the yard. She argued with shipwrights. She demanded wider gates in the dragon pit, predicting dragons yet unborn would dwarf the current generation. She laughed loudly, openly, and without apology. The court learned quickly that her youth was not weakness, it was momentum. Within 3 years, heirs followed. First came Aeron, screaming and strong. Then Daemon, silent until his mother touched his brow, whereupon he bit her finger and roared. A daughter followed soon after, Laena, born beneath a harvest moon. Viserys loved them all, yet never wavered from his first decree. Rhaenyra remained his heir. "My daughter is the realm's future," he said publicly. "Her brothers will be her shields." Laena made sure this was never forgotten, seating Aeron beside Rhaenyra at feasts, correcting any lord who implied otherwise. King's Landing changed. The perfumes of Old Town faded. The city smelled of salt, smoke, and dragonhide. The Larian fleets guarded the gullet. Trade expanded, taxes lightened. Even Lannister gold flowed easier when pirate tolls vanished. Laena earned her place on the small council without being invited. When she predicted a storm that destroyed Dornish raiders and saved a grain fleet, no one questioned her presence again. Otto Hightower quietly returned to Old Town, his influence bleeding away with each tide. The Faith objected, until Laena doubled their stipends and gifted the starry sept a dragon scale shed naturally from Vhagar. It was declared a holy sign within a week. When Rhaenyra came of age, Laena advised her simply, "Choose a consort who fears neither sky nor sea." Lords offered sons like coins on a table. Laena ignored them all. Instead, she proposed a union that preserved the king's will and Valyrian blood both, Rhaenyra and Aeron, the queen's eldest son. The Faith protested. The dragon seeds celebrated. Syrax accepted Aeron for a single flight before returning to Rhaenyra, an omen singers claimed meant one fate, not 2 crowns. Daemon Targaryen resented the loss of his niece, but Laena redirected his fire. She gave him command of a royal fleet in the Stepstones. "Win land," she said, "and you may boast. Win loyalty, and you may matter." He returned a year later, bloodied, victorious, and quietly respectful of the queen who understood him. For a time, peace followed. 3 dragons circled King's Landing at dusk. Vhagar, Syrax, and the young beast bonded to Daemon. Small folk called it the Triple Aurora. Trade flourished. Roads were paved, harbors deepened. Yet peace breeds unease. Across the free cities, the Triarchy plotted revenge for lost tolls. In Old Town, Elder Hightowers whispered that the realm had drowned itself in salt and sin. In the north, ravens arrived, speaking of winters that did not behave as winters should. Viserys declined slowly. Laena stayed at his side until the end. He died in 129 AC, surrounded by family. His last words, simple: keep the realm whole. His will was airtight. Rhaenyra to rule, Aeron to follow if needed, Daemon to command the guard, Valenna to marry south and bind sand to flame. 3 dragon seals closed the document. Still, ravens flew. Rhaenyra's coronation occurred first on Dragonstone, wind tearing at banners. Syrax crouched behind her throne. Aeron placed a driftwood crown upon her head before the Iron Throne claimed its due in King's Landing weeks later. The bells rang, the people cheered. But in the Reach, banners gathered under emerald stars. The Faith muttered of abominations and false queens. Laena answered without flame. She flew Vhagar low over Old Town's harbor. No fire, only shadow. Her children followed. The Velaryon ships turned inland weapons toward the city. The message was unmistakable. 3 days later, the High Septon recanted. The banners folded. The dance died before it learned its steps, but history never ends cleanly. Rhaenyra's reign brought prosperity and excess. Dragon riders competed in reckless aerial games. Gold cloaks grew lazy. When winter finally struck, bureaucracy delayed grain shipments north. People died before help arrived. Laena herself flew relief north in defiance of council delays. Damian lost a leg beyond the wall, returning with rumors of pale figures and blue-eyed shadows. Valenna's Dornish child carried blood that might one day split loyalties in two. So, scholars ask, did Viserys prevent the dance or reshape it? In this timeline, Westeros knew 4 decades of relative calm. Ballads praised Laena's laughter echoing through the Red Keep. Small folk carved driftwood dragons for protection. One choice, made beneath dragon bones, rewrote an age. And the question remains, how much of history is law and how much is a single human decision?